Hello and welcome to the Home and Learn video course for Visual Basic.net. I'm Kenny Carney, and let's see what we're doing. Visual Basic.net. We've got quite far now. Right down here, and we're doing this: classes and objects, classes. Right. So let's go to the software and create a new project. Which I'll call it classes lesson. Okay, and yeah, add a button. That's all right. Right, so class. What do I mean by a class? Well, just like a function or sub, a class is a separate piece of code that does a particular job. For example, you might want to create a database class that handles all your database operations. You can then reuse this class in other projects. For this code, class code, you write it in a separate file, in a file of its own. And to create a class, click on, which one is it? I think this project. Yeah, then add class, project, add class. And this we're going to create a student exam class. Student exam, I'll explain that in a little while, but for the class name, call it, spell it right, student, let's call it student exams, plural. Right, so it's class, it's in common items there on the left hand side, class, and then click add. Immediately you'll have a separate page there, student exams. You say public class student exams. You look back on the form, and let me get the form code to there. You'll see for that it's a class as well. The form is a class, public class form 1. Only this time we're creating our own public class. How's this called? Student exams, not form 1. Get rid of that one. And if you also have a look over here in the Solution Explorer, you'll see your classes there. Studentexams.vb. It's a class of your own. So you've already created a class. There it is. What we'll be doing for this class, we'll be taking just a line of text, say like student, and for each line of text it might be something like this. That would be the student name, and we're going to take a code, 2-letter code, and we'll have a score out of 50. Right, so what I want to do for the class, I want to take the name, and I want to convert this one to proper case. So that will be capital K, capital C. And for the 2-letter code, we want to convert that to the name of a exam, like visualbasic.net. So I'll take a 2-letter code and we'll convert that to visualbasic.net. And for the score 50, we'll convert that to a grade, like A, B, C, D, E, etc. For classes, you'll learn there's an awful lot of awkward terminology, big long words like constructor, field variables, you can also hear a polymorphism and encapsulation as well. I think there's more encapsulation. There's other terms you'll hear for when you're creating your own classes and learning about them. So what shall we do first? We'll set up these field variables. For a field variable, they tend to be exclusive to this class. So in other words, they can't be seen outside of the public class student exams. And the way you do that is set up a private. This all comes under the heading of encapsulation. The idea is to hide data from the outside world, as it were. So we'll set up a private one. Let's call the first one, that's let's have the full name. Full name, that's going to be as string. And we want another one, exam grade. Let's see, private exam grade, also string. And I want an exam score. That's the score we're going to be converting. Exam score. Okay, that's going to be string. Not an integer. We're going to be having a string. Tuber, I think. Exam name. That's going to be the full exam name. And that code, that 2-letter code you saw. So exam code as string. So these are my private variables, field variables they're called. They can't be seen outside of this class. So for example, if I were to double click on this button and I try to access these variables from here, they wouldn't show up. I would get red underlined. However, if I made them public variables, then they would be able to be seen from outside of this class. So write that one. These field variables. We had any field variables. That's that. And let me also talk about constructors now. Constructors. So for these variables, I want to store something in them. I don't want to leave them on blank strings. I want to set up some defaults, if you like, some defaults. So you can do that with a constructor. Right, so for a constructor, this time you do want the word public. Put a caps lock on again. Just to be keyword, what you got? Public. Right, public. This time you do want this to be seen from the outside world. Because when you create a new object from your class, then this is going to be executed. This constructor will automatically get executed. And you see the public sub new. That's all you need. It's a subroutine and just the word new. That means new object from your class. And you can put something into these field variables. From them we'll have like some defaults. Let's have none for here. And exam grade on. I'll put unknown. And exam score. Score will have no score. No score. Exam name for the default for this. We'll just unknown again. Unknown. File 1 exam code. Exam code. We'll have any not available, not applicable, whatever you want to say. Right, so when we create a new object from our student exam class, this constructor automatically gets executed. Now we place all these values into the full name, into these field variables. That's what a constructor does. You can also place something between the round brackets and you can pass over some information to it, but we won't do that. We'll quickly create a new object. I'll show you how to do it. Right, let me just say public for this. Don't really want to be creating public. This is just a quick test. Public sub. Let's just say it was student name. Student name. Right, suppose we had that. Yeah, like message box. Show. I want that full name variable just to see what is inside of it. Full name. Right. Alright. And now we'll create an object from that. By the way, the difference between class and object. The class is just a code. And when you're using it, when you're creating something from your class, you're creating an object. So you create an object from your code. So you need to create a new object. Start with the dim, and then you can have anything you like for the variable name. New student as, then type that new keyword, new. Now, the name of your class, what did you call it? Call it student exams. In those two empty round brackets, that is going to be creating a new class. So that this one, that sub-student exam, that new, is going to be calling this new here. And it will place something into these field variables. Once you've got your variable new student, then I can call this one, right? This student name. This is just a quick example. A new student and that. Alright, so created the object here, student exams, that's my object, new students. I'm calling it student name, which is the name of this one. I'm hoping it's going to display full name, which will be the default none. Let me try that one out. Press my button, and there's my message box, none. So that is coming from the class. That is coming from that class. I hope you can follow along with that one. The student name, it's calling public subroutine and displaying the full name, which was the default we got from the constructor. And it is in the field variables. We'll continue this lesson in the next video.